I've looked at BMO for the past 12 years, being a lawyer working with BMO, and I see a strong evolution of that relationship with Indigenous people through all those commercial loans. We're very high now in those numbers. I think the next stage is really looking at the evolution of that reconciliation. A lot of proponents in the area of energy and natural resources are looking at equity participation for Indigenous people. And that, of course, requires a major access to capital because we're talking about mining projects, we're talking about wind power, solar power. And I think that's going to be the next challenge for a bank like BMO, because the specialty of commercial lending, this is another product where it's more investment. But I think we need to go there because that's going to be the future for a lot of Indigenous communities, and it has already started. This is where I see the evolution of the relationship going towards those type of financing to support the Indigenous people to go into the wealth. Because with equity participation will be profit sharing from major projects all over the country, and that will benefit because a lot of that money will go back to the communities because it's driven by the communities. I think BMO has been very active in establishing the relationship with their communities are, and it's all over the place, as we know. I look at the latest data regarding demographics of Indigenous people, and we now notice that 70% of Indigenous First Nations are outside their communities and now living in urban areas. I think BMO's next initiative and training should be maybe to train their employees and partners in urban areas with servicing Indigenous people, because it looks like the reality that it's now a minority First Nation staying in their own communities and a vast majority now staying in big cities such as Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, etc. So we want to make sure that the commitment of BMO servicing Indigenous people also reflects in the branches that are right in the middle of downtown areas and commercial areas, because it would show a true commitment from BMO to understand that they have to adapt also to those new demographics.